How did you start rapping? I want to hear your story. Kind of take me through how you got started in hip hop.
I grew up in West Harlem,
Hmm.
on 138th Street, between Lennox and Fifth Avenue.
I used to live on 116th and Malcolm X.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was my younger days, maybe between 0 to 10.
Hmm.
And in that area, the legendary Big L, he lived right across the street from me. Like I knew about his whole crew, stuff like that, before he even blew up, stuff like that. So he was one of my inspirations with music, knowing that he was putting on for the city,
Absolutely.
and one of the pioneers,
Hmm.
in his rap business.
Absolutely. Big L got his name carved.
Yeah, that was my first start.
Yeah.
Just like I wanted to do it, and just hearing like music from Easy E,
A little closer to the mic. Yeah. There you go.
music like Easy E and stuff like that allowed me to just be impressionable and wanted to do music.
Hmm. Would you say that you say like Easy E, you got a little bit of West Coast influence maybe. Would you say you're more influenced by West Coast or East Coast?
I'm both.
Yeah?
I mean, I think I can take something from everyone.
Hmm.
I think, and then you find your own trend and your own sound, which makes you special in your own light.
Hmm. What do you think are some of the things that tell you apart from other artists?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of things. My charisma,
Yeah.
my leadership. When I step in the room, I'm there. I'm there. You can feel I'm there.
Absolutely.
My cadence,
Yeah.
how I approach, certain projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could be punchline rapper, but I also can be based on reality, and just give you a story.
Yeah.
Don't give you sort of that Scarface feel sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. Somebody that I hear is one of your influences, you can shoot this down if it's not true, Ghostface. Or, not Ghostface, sorry. Yeah, Ghostface Killer. Yeah.
Ghostface and the Wu, they
Yeah.
definitely had an influence. Actually, one of my guys that we grew up in the streets together. He's older than me. He actually, my man Chip Banks, God bless his dead. He was actually signed with American Cream Team,
No shit.
which was Raekwon's group. So
Yeah.
he was affiliated with the Wu-Tang Clan.
Shit.
So there was a close relationship there. Just from someone
Yeah.
from my block
That's cool. That's really
doing
cool.
that.
Yeah, that's cool that you got ties out that way. A lot of those guys were street entrepreneurs,
Right.
kind of like yourself, a lot of your influences, So kind of talk to us, were you always entrepreneurial, even at a young age, or was it something that you kind of discovered after you got into hip-hop, or how'd you kind of form that path?
I was always entrepreneur. I mean, and the reality, it had nothing to do with hip hop. It had everything to do with my living circumstances. Living in the poverty, living in a community that was filled with violence and drugs.
Yeah.
At the age of 12, I started selling crack cocaine. So I was out there at 12, hustling.
Yeah.
And learning how to make $1 and to take care of myself.
Yeah.
And my family. So from that perspective, I was running a major organization at 12, $1 million organization,
Shit.
right? So
Yeah.
what I didn't realize it at the time, but I had went to prison at the age of 16. And I did from 16 to 31, 15 years straight.
Yeah, it's a long time.
It's a long time. So I went to prison, and what I learned was that transferable skills is what I had, right? Because I already had the grits and the glory. All I need to know was the new terms
Right.
of entrepreneurship and different business terms.
Right. You needed to kind of maybe so I think you and I come from very different backgrounds. I come from the suburbs. I never really worried about where my next meal was going to come from.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that hip hop didn't affect me maybe in a similar or as powerful way as maybe it affected you, We're both here right now talking about it. We're both trying to kind of have a platform for ourselves or whatever, but I definitely have a different experience with it, So when you say transferable skills, that's a little different to me. Talk to me a little bit about that. Are you talking about there are skills that you learned from the street businesses that you had that you can take to what you're doing now?
Absolutely. So, for instance, when I say transferable skills, okay, packaging.
Yeah.
Right? So, when you're selling crack.
Packaging
merch. You on a block, you got your vowels, you got your blue tops, you got your red tops.
Yeah.
How to, get the eye of customers, how to picture the customers, how to organize things, how to protect your product. All that is transferable skills that you can use in the business world. When you say, okay, I'm going to do a meeting, I'm going to design some merch,
Right.
I'm going to do some speaking, I'm going to pitch this product to people,
Yeah.
I'm going to get it out there, I'm going to market this product. So a lot of America's criminal young youth that been through that lifestyle has those in them. They just have to tap into it and figure out how to transfer that in another light.
When you were 12, you were kind of talking about some of the things that you did. Was that your first experience with entrepreneurship, running those businesses when you were 12?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
I mean, because before, packing bags, that wasn't entrepreneurship. That was me working, right? You know, the rich, bad, poor. That was me working. So I wasn't really doing my own little business or building my own little thing. I was actually just packing bags for an establishment already.
It's still the hustle, but it's not entrepreneurship.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was my first brush with it, which inspired me to start many different things.
Hell yeah. Other than music, what are you doing now? What other businesses you have outside of music right now?
We have a cleaning company that we building up.
Yeah.
Speaking company.
So this is a cleaning company outside of hip hop.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
So we got to get into that a little more. How do you prioritize? What the music is most important for you?
Everything is important.
Or is just the money the important part? Yeah.
Everything is important. It's just that you have to be able to put into perspective. So independently, like what I would tell artists that's coming out, you can't just rely on music. Do your music, build your brand, but you have to build things around the music. So guess what? That means, if you're doing speaking engagements, if you're doing consulting work, like for myself, I write books, I can write programs, I can do all type of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
All these things are valuable aspects around the brand of music and learning how to do that thing.
Interesting. Yeah, so like music started it and you kind of branched out from there, right?
Yes.
And the other businesses grew out of it, as arms of it almost.
Well, I'm a multi-dimensional individual. I have a degree. Yeah. I have a bachelor's degree.
Yeah. What's your degree in?
My degree is in liberal arts.
Yeah.
Social science, concentrated social science. College of New Rochelle, graduated from that. I have about 12 credits towards a master's.
Damn, that's more than me.
But I went to school because they said I couldn't do it. Not necessarily that school. When I learned, because I was going for my MBA. And
for business.
Right, for business. But I already had businesses already. And when I realized is that going for your MBA doesn't teach you how to start a business.
It doesn't.
Right?
It doesn't.
It just teach you how to work for a 500 Fortune company. Right, so there's a difference.
It teaches you how to be organized and how to get the task
Right.
done. Because what do? You do homework. You
Right.
got to hand it in on time.
Right.
And then what? You got a test. That's basically a presentation.
That's it.
The experience that you had when you were 12 arguably is better experience on how to start because you actually had to go out and do it.
I had to swim with the sharks.
Yeah, you did.
I had to swim with the sharks.
So you got dumped in the deep end.
I got dumped in the deep end. So when you look at those aspects, when I was doing the MBA, I was getting bored. And I was like, you know what? Let me go back to this later. But I looked at the paradigm shift, and this is why some of the things I'm going to be offering people in the future is how to start your own business, right?
People need that.
How to build that up, right?
People need that.
Some of the principles around that, some of the ups and downs. This the mentality that this is not going to be easy. You're going to have losses,
Absolutely.
right? You're going to lose some things, right? But guess what? Stick with it. If you believe in what you are about, stick with it.
Yeah, absolutely.